I'm going to start with a bunch of updates. So, number one, I think this was a very big news a couple of days ago. So 3 hour a week playtime is over for China's young video gamers. So apparently China has forbidden under 18-year-olds from playing video games for more than 3 hours a week. A stringent social intervention that is said was needed to pull the plug on a growing addiction to what it once described as spiritual opium. So they limit under 18s from playing for 1 hour a day from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. You can't even choose the hour, like it's already put in. And only on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. It's like a gaming show, or like you're watching your favorite show come in. And according to Xinhua, if I'm pronouncing correctly, state news agency, they can also play for an hour at the same time on public holidays. So, quick take, good luck when competing in esports. It's going to be a rough uphill battle. So shout out to Korea, who's going to dominate. No, but in all seriousness, it's a major hit for gaming companies in China and the Chinese market. And I think we'll see the repercussion in the Western markets because, they are making great games and they have to push them somewhere. And if they can't be played in their home markets, they're going to be played in the Western markets. And to some extent, as a parent, I kind of get it, because when you restrict the playtime, you restrict iPad time, I think that's beneficial for the kids. I don't know, for 18-year-olds, I'd be more like, under 12, but all right, whatever. All
right. My two takeaways from this are one, Roblox China strategy is now null and void, which never made sense to begin with. Let's put that on the table, right? And two is if it's even possible, Tencent's going to get more aggressive at coming to the West because China is crazy. These are crazy policies, right? But it's aligned with the fact that who knows what they're going to do, right? So I think if Tencent is got to continue to think about, and that any China company's got to think about diversifying outside of China with these kind of insane things.
Yeah, I think this is just even better news for Western game devs looking for funding. This is going to heat up the funding space even more, I think, in the West, because they got to get their money out of there, right? They got to move it over to the West.
Yes. So let's continue with the update. So I thought this had something to do with it, but it doesn't. League of Legends World Championship has been moved from China to Europe. The move happened just weeks before the competition is set to begin. And according to Riot, it's about travel restrictions and COVID protocols that made it a challenge to hold the event in China. So it has nothing to do with these regulations, though there's a question of how big of a gaming market is China going to be in 10 years, assuming that these regulations will hold. What's going to happen to League in China? So I don't know, but that was an interesting news. I kind of read it and made an update because I thought it had something to do with the previous news. Moving on, Netflix has started testing Android games for users in Poland. So they started testing a couple of days ago. Now members in Poland can try Netflix mobile gaming on Android with two different games: Stranger Things 1984 and Stranger Things 3, all part of as a membership. So essentially, Netflix is using their service as a cross-promotion platform. It's just scroll down and now you see a sort of like a section for games, and that's where the two Stranger Things games are. And I think a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about the Stranger Things game. I think it's called Puzzle Path. Anyway, the puzzle RPG game that came out of Next Games. And what it seems like is there's going to be at least two other Stranger Things games coming in at the same time. Two of them already in the Netflix service. So I've made the tough investment of selling the rest of my Next Game stock because I'm really afraid of how many Stranger Things games are there coming during this and next year, and how is their game going to stand out given that it has some challenges with the whole collection meta tied to the Stranger Things universe. Any comments on Netflix, guys? Nope.
No.
All right. Moving on. Hero Wars maker Nexters is going public through a SPAC with a $1.9 billion valuation. So Nexters public listing is also expected to support its aim to become the leading consolidator in the gaming space in the Russian-speaking countries, Eastern Europe, and beyond, capitalizing on the significant opportunity in the market while deploying its proven value creation playbook to support other companies and driving meaningful synergies over time. Wow. Okay. So I was looking at the board of the Nexter, and interestingly, it has Playrix founders on it, and yeah. And Hero Wars is their key game, and with Hero Wars, their installs actually peaked in April at 5.5 million a month, and they're currently just at 2 million a month. So there's been quite significant decline of installs. But on the revenue side, they're doing great. So they're making about 20 million net revenue a month, according to Sensor Tower. And for context, Scopely Strike Force, Marvel game, are at 16 million net revenue a month. And Plarium's Raid Shadow Legends are doing about 21, so at 1 million more than Nexter. So neck to neck, and both of the games were launched pretty much at the same time. Though for Plarium's Raid, they're actually, according to very credible sources, they're doing pretty good outside mobile as well with their web SKU. Not web SKU, PC SKU. Eric, easy to say. Eric, any comments?
I have many comments, but I will just say that a company like this has no business being public. I'm going to say it again, the same thing that I keep saying. They have no other games besides Hero Wars, which is an amazing game, and it's all right. Don't get me wrong. I love these type of games.
Is it amazing game?
No, it's not. But it's
yeah. Well, what are you
really
talking
well marketed.
about?
It's really well marketed.
Yeah,
and it has that addicting component of collection upgrade Evo, which is the same as Summer's War or whatever. All those type of games. So I played it a little bit. It's all right. But this company should have been acquired, not going public. So we'll see. Yeah, well. We'll see what happens. Starting down to I think eight and change after the first day of trading. So it's going to be a struggle.
On to the next news. Playtika acquires Reworks. So Playtika has acquired 80% of Reworks for $400 million in cash. Playtika will purchase the remaining 20% of Reworks up to $200 million in cash based on 2022 company EBITDA. So very shortly after. In 18 months since its launch, Redecor, which we have talked about in this podcast. It's a game that is competing directly with Design Home. So Redecor became the number 2 design entertainment app. Interesting way of defining it, on an in-app purchase revenue. And for context, Design Home at the moment, according to Sensor Tower, is about 8 million a month run. I'm not sure if this is correct run rates. 8 million a month run rate.
That sounds right.
Versus Redecor is 6 million a month in net revenue. So Redecor at the moment has 20% more installs a month than Design Home. And I'm going to make a bet. I think with the support of Playtika, their strong publishing org, more resources, they're gonna pretty much, they're gonna beat Design Home inside a year. I think it's gonna be the biggest year.
I think give them a few months, but
okay. And we'll see what the Design Home is going to be under EA. I mean, of course they're going to invest, but that competition is going to heat up. And I want to say just huge congrats to Ilkka Teppo and the whole team at Redecor.
These are your boys, right? These are your friends. No?
Well, I wouldn't say friends, but I know Ilkka pretty well. Dude, we've met. And
they started this thing, 6 months ago? I applaud this acquisition on both sides. First of all, Playtika needs to diversify because social casino is going to be a real struggle and a real slodge, I think. And 2, I think this is a great place to be, and the game is done very, very well, and the team seems solid. And, this is the way I think it's win-win-win. It's expensive for one game. Mm-hmm. It's expensive, but they got the money.
It's a 3-year-old company, right? 3 years old.
Yeah, something like
that's
that.
Amazing.
Okay.
But still 3 years old for 600 million plus 200 on top.
All right.
That's amazing outcome.
No, 400 plus 200, right?
400%.
Yeah, 400 plus
600. Okay, 600 all in. What's interesting to me about this is that Plarium just bought Future Play, right? I think these Israeli studios are really rushing into Finland.
Yeah, and Aristocrat opened up. Yeah, Aristocrat opened up a studio
That's
here.
right, Aristocrat.
And it's
Fucking Finland. Damn it. More news.
No, but there's a. You have to kind of think it the other way around, because think about it. Finland had some amazing studios that are very profitable and very big, and everything has been sold. Everything.
Yeah,
Versus in Israel, they're like, oh, you got some studios? Cool story. Sell us to us. And Supercell is kind of pushing. They've invested into Metacore, and that one is scaling pretty nicely. But I kind of. Yeah, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword.
I would have goddamn internet, man. Why is it that Michigan never has a good connection? Come on,
it's just my neighborhood.
The audience, dude. Get some cable line, dude. Get a trunk. I don't know, whatever it is, dude. Make it happen.
I've tried everything. It's my neighborhood is just absolutely crazy.
How can Finland have the best gaming developers and technology people in the world, and you can't get a fucking good internet connection?
Look at this. I live by the beach. There's no good internet here.
Oh man.
So yeah. Last update.
I got shit when I was actually on the beach.
I'm in front of a photo of a beach, and my internet is breaking down. This is how bad it is. Anyways, Newzoo cloud gaming will reach 23.7 million paying users and generate 1.6 billion in 2021. Chris, what do you think about this?
I just renew my objections to this fantasy. I'm sorry, Candace. I really apologize. I said I wouldn't talk trash about Newzoo, but enough of these press releases of this bullshit forecast. I actually read this thing finally, like after, talking all kinds of trash. And I think there's definitional issues. There's three main issues. The definitional issues, like their cloud gaming revenue is all consumer spending related to cloud gaming services, which is relatively nebulous, including full game purchases, which is not really cloud gaming if they're downloading and installing, if that's what they're including. So it's hard to say, right? But there could be a definitional problem here, right? Because 1.6 billion seems ridiculous. The second thing is that, there's four things actually, is that Asia represents half the revenue. And I have no idea what's going on in Asia with cloud gaming. That may be, right? Let's just say for a moment that is half of it, but I don't even believe 800 million coming from the West. So that's still ridiculous. But the fundamental problem though, is they're talking about sorry, I'm trying to get the data here, but they're talking about revenue of like 6 billion or something, or 7 billion in 3 years. It's ridiculous. But the fundamental problem is their methodology. The methodology is the biggest issue. They're taking a tops-down approach. They're starting off with like some insane number of online population and dwindling it down to those that are going to be playing cloud gaming. And that's not the right approach. Bottoms up, right? How many fucking people are spending money on cloud services right now? 0, right? So like something like GeForce Now, which has like 10 million registered users, that's an irrelevant metric. Like 10 million is not that there's like probably less than 1 million people actually using the service on a regular basis or paying for it. They're probably all, registered people who are trying the service, similar to like PlayStation Now, which the only reason that PlayStation Now is probably doing better is because they converted it to a download and play service, right? And then if they have any revenue, 1 cent of revenue from Microsoft, I will puke, right? Because there's no way that cloud services are being used by Microsoft players. It's ridiculous. They're totally ridiculous, right? So the whole thing is a fantasy. And I'm sorry, Candace. I know you're moving over to GeForce Now. I think you're great, but I just don't think this holds water at all. But we'll see. All right, that's it. I don't even. Why am I talking about this more? Why are they putting this out there again? We've already talked about it. Like, why is the PR machine working so hard to piss me off? Okay, stop it. Moving on.